Hi everyone, my name is Cass Clark. Welcome welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted in quite a while, but I've got kind of a lazy day today, not many plans, so I wanted to film a makeup video and just talk about life and work and generally what's been going on with my life, what I've been doing, what I've been up to. Because I figured it would be like good for me to express myself and put myself out there a little bit. It's always very fun for me to film makeup videos, but I worry about it because I feel like nobody wants to watch me doing my makeup, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. It's just about me doing what I feel like doing, what I want to do for fun. Also, I cannot see myself in the viewfinder because I don't have my glasses on and I'm very blind. So I don't know what any of this looks like, and I'm not gonna know what any of this looks like until I go to edit the actual video. Please excuse my room. I know it's a little bit messy. I have some clothes on the floor. This area needs tended to, but I will deal with that in due time. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into my makeup look. Today, I don't know what I'm going for yet. I usually have a set idea in my mind of what I'm gonna do, and then I wait for it. And actually, I'm gonna pause this and I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my journal and see if I have any sketched up makeup looks that I wanna try in that before I just try to wing it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with my old journal, and I have a couple makeup looks that are kind of inspiring to me. I wanted to pull this from wherever it was laying, just because I knew it would give me some sort of inspiration and motivation to do this. So the one that I'm leaning toward the most right now, I have the top three. I don't really care much for the bottom three. That was just doodling. But I really like this a lot. It's like a vintagey type look. Doesn't have any eyebrows in it. So I think I'm going to go for something like this with the down slanted eyes. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Not 100% sure yet, but I've been seeing a lot of people online do like 1980s, 70s, 60s, like old-timey vintage makeup, and I think that would be really fun to do. I don't have like vintage products or anything, but I feel like I know the color scheme well enough to kind of experiment with it and just see what I can come up with on my own. So I'm gonna take my glasses back off, and the first thing that I don't use any primer, but I'm gonna use primer today just because I have primer and I'm curious. I don't use it because I feel like it doesn't really have any effect on my finished look, but I'm gonna be going in with this Hard Candy Sensitive Skin Sheer Envy Primer, silicone and oil free. I don't remember the last time I've used this. It's probably honestly old and gross, but we're gonna do it anyways. And squirting this on my hands is making me change my mind. I'm gonna shake it up. Shake it up. It looks like bodily fluids. Okay, shaking it up helped a little bit. Don't use old makeup products like me. Don't do that. So I'm gonna rub this together on my fingers a little bit, and I'm just gonna pat it into my skin. It doesn't feel wrong or anything. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break me out. So let's be hopeful that it doesn't. I'm wearing a hat to kind of contain my hair because it's really messy today, and I don't really feel like doing my hair for this makeup video right now. I will do more in the future where I do my hair as well, because I've been trying to take better care of my hair, and I'm growing it out natural for the first time in I don't know how many years, for a very long time. I got curly. You can't really tell, but it's like puffy and crazy and ooh. But it's just better, in my opinion, to keep it contained while I'm doing stuff like this. Even if I'm just doing makeup like out on my own, I'll usually always do something like this to keep it. Now, my skin feels a little bit tacky, and I'm not sure if I should be waiting for it to dry completely. Does it tell me on this? I don't know. I don't ever use primer. Let it set. Okay, I need to let it set. So I need to sit here and let this dry off. I wish I had a fan, and I'm realizing that I do have a fan, and I'm gonna try really hard not to move my phone too much. Failed. So let me fix that. There we go. I have a money fan from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna use to kind of fan my face off and get it working good. Hilarious. It's about set. So we'll do that. I don't usually bust out the fan like that, but I feel like I'm gonna have to more often because it makes me feel like a diva. With all of my makeup looks, the first thing that I do is go in with concealer. My favorite concealer recently is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. It's really cheap. It's like $3 or $4, and they have a shade light enough for me. Thank God, because my skin's so pale that I don't know what I'd do if I never found this concealer, because a lot of them are too dark just for my face, and they don't give the effect that I want a concealer to give me. I'm looking for my sponge. I don't ever wet my sponge. Mostly, I don't know why. I started using these sponges when I was in high school, and when I would first use them, I would wet them, and then the cleanup was too much, and I feel like using it dry, some of the product does soak into this, but if it's on your face, like if you apply it to your face, it doesn't really have that much of a difference to it. And then it saves me a few extra minutes of having to like get my hands covered in concealer and water and whatnot. I'm a little bit sick. I'm coming over a sickness. I was sick for like 2 weeks, honestly. I had a fever, I had chills, I felt terrible, cough, congestion, couldn't do hardly anything. And I think a lot of it is because of work, because work's been really, really stressful lately. When I'm going in with this concealer, I'm going under my eyes. I'm going to go up my nose, a little pimple here. Any little pimples or blemishes, I just kind of put a teeny tiny bit there. I always put a little bit on my chin, because my chin has redness for some unknown reason. Put a little bit here. And then I usually also like to put it on the top part of my eyelids. And we'll see how this works later. I will usually blend this all out and then do another layer of whatever else I'm going to do. But today I'm going to do something different. I've been experimenting with this a little bit. So I have the Maybelline Fit Me Stick for my foundation, and I'm just going to go in with this foundation. And then after I feel like I have enough on my face for the coverage that I want, I'm going to go in with the setting spray to re-wet it all. So that accounts for this needing to be wet, because my face is already wet in itself, and it should just blend pretty smoothly and flawlessly into itself. So I'm going to put some of this here. I kind of want to get more of these and try to do the cream contour. Oh, this is my cat, Muffin Man. He always, whenever I'm doing something, has to come be in the middle of it. Love him. No complaints about it. But I wish his tail wasn't in my face. And I wish I could say for certain that he's not going to break anything. He usually does break stuff, though. I'm just going to let him chill out until he gets rowdy. I'm just kind of putting this in the areas in between where I don't have concealer, anywhere where it might need to be. And then again, I could go in with another layer if I need to. Not too big of a deal if it's not as crisp as I want or need it to be. Gonna go in again with e.l.f. This is a setting spray. It is the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. Muffin. He's sweet baby. He's my sweet little baby, but he's gonna go somewhere else for now, because I don't want him walking all over all my stuff while I'm trying to use it and get it out. This has cat hair all over it already from him just being up here. He's shedding really bad, and I'm not sure why, because it's literally winter, so I don't feel like he should be shedding, but he's a very long-haired cat. Like, some of his hairs are like this long. I feel like his hair is like 6 inches, and it's crazy. But I need to shut my mouth and spray my face with this stuff. Put a lot more on there than I put when I'm setting it. Just again, because I want it to be wet and I want it to be able to move around on my face. So I'm going to start blending everything out, putting it all where it needs to be. I'll start with just generally my face, my nose. It's like, what I do when I'm putting this on is like a combination of patting it and just smearing it out to where it needs to be. I don't think that's proper technique, but it's what's always worked for me, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm spreading this concealer out. It looks pretty nice. It looks really full coverage. It's getting me the lift I want under my eyes. I like it. It also smells really good in here now, mostly just because I have sprayed setting spray all over myself, which is a pro to doing that. And I kind of wanted to talk about work today, and I don't really know how to talk about it, because it's something that I've been talking about work a lot to people that are my closest friends right now, and my immediate family, and my partner, and just anyone who will talk to me about it, because it's something that I've been trying to figure out, and it's honestly really stressful because I feel like I've gotten all the success that I've been wanting and craving and seeking out and working hard for the past like 2+ years. And now that I have that success, I'm not 100% sure if that's really what I want or not anymore. So I work at a very popular fast food chain. I started working there fresh out of high school about 2 years ago when I was 18, and I started working night shifts, doing the closing shifts, because I really like staying up at night. And fresh out of high school, I was like, oh, I could do this because I'll go to work at 6 or 8 p.m. and then I'll be off by either midnight or 2 a.m. I stay at work until 2 a.m. every single weekend. And what I started doing initially was I was a dishwasher. So I would just go in, I would wash all the dishes from all the daytime for the entire store, and then help get it all set up for the morning for when they come in, so that they would definitely be, you know, prepared and have clean supplies in the morning. And I really enjoyed that. I didn't really have to interact with people as much. It was low maintenance. I was making $10 an hour at that point, and I'm gonna do contour now. I don't know if I should be doing contour for this look, but I'm gonna mess with it. This is my e.l.f. palette. I just do this on like every single look. I usually blend the 2 darker shades below it. Don't blow on your brushes. I do it because it's only for myself, but if it were for anybody else, then obviously don't blow on it. I'm gonna go in to my cheekbones and kind of just carve those out, and then I'll do my nose and I'll blend it out. But making $10 an hour to do that every single night, it wasn't too bad. Like, the workplace that I am talking about is not the best environment, but it always has its ups and its downs. So sometimes it's really fine, and it's perfectly manageable, and it's a really good day, and I can get finished with my job and then just chill and talk to my coworkers, and it's really good, and I like that. But the days where it wasn't like that, it was overwhelmingly stressful, and we have a problem with our crew basically just not coming to work. I don't know if it's that we don't have enough people hired, or if that we're hiring the wrong people, or what has been going on. But there's days where we're missing like over half of the people that are supposed to be at work, which is not good functioning in a high-paced environment, or a fast-paced environment. It's not a very good thing. I'm using this fluffy brush, and again, the 2 darkest colors to go in with my nose contour. I'm gonna do it pretty light today. And so when I first started working there, I was just crew, and all I did was the closing shifts, and I realized really fast that if I wanted to get anywhere with this job, I would need to learn to do all the useful things that can't really be replaced. So closing dishes every single night, that is a very specific niche job that not a lot of people want, because nobody wants to be at a fast food joint until 2 a.m. on a Friday or Saturday night, and nobody wants to be there until midnight on weekdays. Like, it's just not something that people want to do. You can not even see my nose contour because the lighting in my room is whack. I need to invest in some lighting, but I just don't have the funding to write this. Well, I do. I feel like I should save my money instead of spending it on stuff to invest in this, because this is just for fun at this point. But I realized pretty early on, I was like, I am going to need to be this important person that is going to do the same thing every night that they depend on. It's like a necessity for the business for me to do that. And it worked out for quite a while, and I would just work. I ended up getting fired because I went through like a bad, terrible depression and some issues with my life to where I felt like I couldn't call in, and I needed to call in, so I would just not show up to work, which is bad on my part, I understand. And that's why I ended up getting fired for a little while. And after about 2 months of being fired, I talked to the general manager and I was like, hey, could I come back? Like, I'll do better, I promise. And then I went back and I got my shit together. I went back and I tried so hard. I'm gonna do my blush now, and I'm gonna use Blood Sugar Palette by Jeffree Star. This was a gift. I don't buy Jeffree Star products, but I'm still gonna use this because it's a pretty good quality, and why not? I'm gonna go in with Cherry Soda for my blush because I like a poppin' blush. But I went back, I did a lot better. I usually put my blush kind of like this, but since I'm going for that like vintagey, pouty look, I'm gonna put it right in the center of my cheeks, and I'm gonna make it really harsh. Maybe I'm doing clown makeup, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I did better, and I worked really hard, and I worked my way up to this year where I got 2 promotions within the span of 6 months. So the first promotion I got was to a trainer, which basically means any new hires that come in, I'm like responsible for training them, which that was already a responsibility that I had. I just wasn't like properly getting paid for it because they'll have regular crew people training new people when the crew trainers aren't available. And that's just kind of how it works at the specific store that I was working at, which not a big deal. I complained about it once and I was like, I don't want to train these people if you're not going to pay me to train these people. And the manager on the shift was like, well, we need to watch you and analyze how you're training people to see if you deserve that promotion. And I ended up getting it, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I finally have this promotion that I've wanted, and it wasn't worth it because the raise was 15 cents. So starting off at 10 an hour, I had been making more than that because minimum wage is rising in the state that I live in, obviously. And it's basically, it's 13 an hour now in Illinois, where I live. And at the time that this all was happening, it was 12 an hour, and I want to say I was making like $12.15, and I got raised to like $12.30 or $12.45 for my training, which is 15 cents. Doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, it kind of adds up, but it kind of doesn't. It just depends on what you're spending your money on and who you are. I'm also using another Jeffree Star palette. This one was a gift from my best friend because he bought it and then realized he hates Jeffree Star and doesn't want to use it and hardly ever uses makeup. So I'm going to use it for like the blue shades because I feel like that would be really fun to do. But that being said, I don't know if I should go in with the blue first or if I should try to do eyeliner or what else before that. Let me go back to my reference photo. But I was at a point where I was making $12.15 an hour to be like a pseudo trainer because I didn't really ever have to train people. I just did it on very rare occasions, you know, when it was necessary. When I found the opportunity to, I would try that. And that was really fun. And then after that, a couple months after that, the workplace got pretty bad pretty fast, pretty rough, pretty fast, because everyone started quitting due to just poor work environment, honestly. I don't want to say poor management because the managers always try their best. They try their very hardest, and that's where I'm getting at too in this conversation as well. I'm going in with the shade Brain Freeze from this palette, and it's just a very light blue. I'm putting it up here, so and I kind of want that look to where it's the highest here and it goes down, because I want that kind of sad, mopey look today. And everyone started quitting, and they needed more managers, essentially, because all their managers from the nighttime were quitting because of the extreme stress that it puts you under when you're in that very fast-paced situation and you're in charge of all these 16, 17-year-old kids that don't really want to be working. They want to be like having fun, and I don't blame them. I want to have fun at work just as much as the next person. And I was like in the same boat as them. I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, what's gonna happen? We don't know. What ended up happening is I wanted that promotion. I wanted to be a manager. So I ended up talking about it, and I've been begging for that. I've been begging for basically a crew trainer and the crew chief, which is the lowest form of management. I've been begging for that promotion for about a year at this point. And it finally came around time to where we didn't have any night, afternoon managers. So they were like, hey, Cass, you're a manager. Like, you don't have any qualifications, but we're gonna let you run shifts. We're gonna like put you on the floor by yourself. You're gonna be in charge of everything. I had a little bit of training, and I think it was sufficient enough because I still like work there and I can do my job to the best of my abilities. I'm able to like do everything required that needs to be done. But when I first got this promotion, I didn't have my food safety's license. I wasn't trained on any of the grill areas. I'm still not trained on any of the grill areas. I wasn't trained on the line where you're wrapping and making food, which you can say whatever, because I primarily work service, and so I'm interacting with customers and dealing with the finances of the store and just making sure everything runs smoothly throughout the day. But the issue with that is because I'm there alone and I'm running the shifts and I don't know how to do X things. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I can't help people that are in that station if I'm not trained to do it. So it's pretty often that they'll have issues like over on the grill, or they'll have issues here or there, and I just wouldn't be able to help them. And it was really, really upsetting because obviously I want to be able to be there and be like, I'm in charge. I want to be able to help everybody when they need help, when they come to me, because I'm the person that you're going to come to, obviously. If you're on shift and you don't know how to do something, you're going to be like, hey, my manager, what do? I am looking up to you to help make sure I do my job right, like the people that do want to do their jobs right. And it's frustrating not knowing how to do stuff like that when you should really know how to do it. I'm like looking and trying to make sure the shape of the eyeshadow above my eyes is the same color, and I think this is a hard part because now I don't know what I'm gonna do next, and I'm like kind of blanking with what I'm talking about. Doing all of this, I'm going underneath of my lash line with a little bit of this blue, even though I don't think that's quite the right thing to do. We'll find out later. I don't feel like I was getting paid enough for this position because, again, the minimum wage in Illinois right now is $13 an hour, or it's either 12 or 13. There's like a gray area of it where places will still pay you $12 or $11 an hour and say it's minimum wage because they don't want to rise to the inflation. But the store that I work at, the minimum amount that you can make right now is $13.25. Like new people starting off will make $13.25, which it's kind of messed up because we have older people who have been working there for longer who are still stuck at like $12 because they'd worked there like before the raise was set into motion, before that general like lowest $13.25 was put into motion. If they were working before that, they did not all automatically get raises. Like people who got promoted did, and people that have been like with the business for a really long time, they've got their promotions and they've got their raises. But there are a lot of people who are just crew who come in like a few times a week, like there to do their job, who are not making nearly enough money to live. And I feel bad about it because even I struggle with literally living because all of my expenses are like, because of inflation, all of my expenses are crazy bad right now. I hate it and I try to minimize it. I'm pretty good with budgeting. I'm pretty good with minimizing my money. And oh god, it's stressful though. I'm gonna go in with Soaked and I'm gonna do my waterline in a dark blue and hope that that looks fine. I don't know if it will or not. We'll see. Boop. I don't know how to do eyeliner, so I just put eyeshadow on an angled brush and I like put it on my waterline. I only do the lower waterline because you can't really see my upper one. But all this stress has convinced me basically about capitalism and about just the work environment, basically anywhere in the US. I could be wrong. There could be places that are perfect and good to work at. There could be places that are comfortable where you get paid the right amount to do the right amount of work and it's even and equal and good. But my job is not that right now. It's really hard to do this with colored ones because the pigment doesn't want to stick in the waterline. Ooh. I just stamped that on my eyeball straight up. Oh well. We're gonna call that good enough. If I were going out somewhere, I probably would redo it in black or do something else with it, but for this video's sake, I'm just gonna leave it for now. I'm gonna go back to my photo and see what I can do to make it look more true to that. I feel so bad that I'm so stuffed up and I have so much congestion right now because I don't think that's really good for filming or anything, honestly. But I'm better than I've been for a while, so I'm just gonna go with the flow and do it and call it a McDay. Oh, I just gave away where I work. I've been saying that little phrase in front of literally everything because I am stuck in a McPrison. At least that's what it's felt like for a long time. So a thing that I wanted to touch on, aside from my own personal work experience, is just the general work experience of not having a consistent schedule, being expected to show up to every single shift, no matter what's going on in your personal life. Doesn't matter if your best friend died, you need to come to work. It doesn't matter about this or that. And I can't complain about that too much because my workplace has been very good to me and they've helped me through a lot of my hardships and a lot of things that I've been going through in my life. I've had a really rough year this year, honestly. And they've always been more than willing to work with me through these things and like give me sufficient time off when it's absolutely medically necessary. But outside of the medical necessities and whatnot, it seems impossible to get time off. Because I remember I wanted a little bit of time off here in October, which shouldn't be too crazy, you know, to ask for. And I couldn't get it off because there was nobody else willing to work the hours that I work. And there's never anybody willing to work the hours that I work. There's never going to be anyone who's going to cover my shifts for me. So if I'm on that schedule, my schedule's made a month in advance. And if I don't like say I want X days off, I want this day off, like before the next month, then I'm not going to get them off. And I have to show up to every single shift or else they're basically just fucked over and they don't have anyone to do it for them. Which I'm not the kind of person who's just going to leave my place of work understaffed because these people are like my friends and my family. Like not my literal family, of course, but I've worked with these people every day for years and I really have a fondness towards all of my coworkers and I respect all of them and care about them and I want like the best for them. So I would like push myself to work even when I probably shouldn't be working. And it's not good for me. It's not good for anybody. And I feel like that's just what having a job entails now, is that you have to show up and you have to put your job before yourself. And this is something that I've been realizing the more and more lately because I've been talking with my partner about it. I've been talking to my friends and family about it again. And I have for a very long time been putting work. I've been putting work above myself. I've been putting work above my social life, work above my physical health, my mental health, work above my social life. I've been putting my work above everything else because I'm like, if I don't have money, then none of this stuff matters, which is a very bad mindset to have because now having that mindset, you're basically stuck and you feel trapped and you're like, oh my God, I need money, so I need to go to work and I can't find time for myself. I can't like prioritize myself. I can't find any time to do this. I can't find any time to do that. And it just sucks out any life that you have in you. It sucks out your soul. It makes you so sad. At least that's what it did for me. Like some people need that constant work to keep going. At least that's what I thought about myself, what I used to think about myself. But the more time that goes on, I know that that's not the case. I just have convinced myself of that because of my dependency on the money. And it's not good, it's not right, because I'm not even making that much more than minimum wage to literally manage. I could get paid more to babysit, which I guess I technically do babysit sometimes, but that's besides the point. I'm going in just with a bunch of blue shades and trying to blend this out and make it look not as crazy as it looks. Beautiful. I want to do my eyebrows, and I'm terrified to do my eyebrows on camera because I usually mess them up once or twice and have to like redraw them on. So I'm going to pause put a pause on this. I'm gonna put on my eyebrows and, like, you know, get a drink and chill for a minute. 28 minutes, damn. I don't know how much I'm gonna cut this down, but I will be right back with eyebrows. Back with eyebrows. I got my little sad Tim Burton-esque eyebrows. So the way that I did these, I'm gonna get a little bit closer so I can see them and explain it. I look like I'm perpetually concerned, because I am perpetually concerned about my job and my life and literally everything else going on. So the way I do these, I go in with the same, this is a little teeny tiny angled brush. I don't remember where I got this. I think I got it in like an eyebrow kit with a mousse or something that I never used, because let's be real, eyeshadow is the only way to do these black thin line eyebrows, at least in my opinion. So I loaded up with black eyeshadow. This on my eyebrows right now is from Juvia's Place palette. It is, which palette is this? The Warrior 2. It's the black shade in there. I use that for like all my eyeliner, all my eyeshadows. It's called Shawata. I hope I didn't butcher the name, but I don't think I did. I have faith in it. So I will just put it on, and then it's down, slanted. You know, you can see the motion of it. So I don't think I need to explain that too terribly much. I love doing eyebrows like this. I feel like nobody else does them. I've seen like a couple people do them on TikTok and on Facebook and whatnot, but in my day-to-day life, and I live in a small town too, I don't ever see anybody with anything like this. So I'm like, I want to look like I am widowed and only wear fur, even though I'm not widowed and I don't wear fur. That's just the aesthetic that I guess I'm going for right now. I was talking about how work just has this way of sucking the life out of everybody, because I find I don't have time to do the things that I do prioritize. It's like, people always say that you make time for what's important to you, and that's very true. But when you feel like work is the only thing in your life that gives you any sort of value because you're making money, it's the only way that you're spending your time wisely because you're making money, that is completely draining. Oh no, I got a little bit of it in my eyeshadow, but whatever. It's not too noticeable. This mascara, I don't remember what it's called. I'll show you guys what it is though. It's Get Big Lashes Volume Curl by Essence. My brother actually recommended those to me because I went shopping at Ulta and he was just chilling in there because he worked there at the time, and he was like, use this, it'll be really good. I appreciate him recommending me stuff because he's helped me get like good shampoo and conditioner for my hair to take better care of it. And this mascara is one of the better ones that I've had, though I want to try different ones because I have really long, like, voluptuous eyelashes, and I want to accentuate that because it's something that I like about myself. Ew. But yeah, work sucks out your soul because you feel like it's the only thing that gives you value, and then because of that, people aren't doing the things that they enjoy doing. At least myself, I'm speaking from personal experience, but also assuming that other people are having similar issues to this. I don't have time to go on a walk. I don't have time to make art. I don't have time to do my makeup. I don't have time to go grocery shopping, cook my dinner, take my cat to the vet. I put off getting Muffin Man neutered for nearly a year because I was so worried about finding the time to take him, because I wanted to take him on a day off, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna know my day off until a few days before my day off, and it's basically random. So in a way, I've neglected him. I got him neutered this year. I got him neutered a couple months ago, and it helped a lot with his, I wouldn't say it helped a lot with his behavior, but at least I'm hopeful that it was good for him because I know he needs it. And now he doesn't try to fuck my other cat anymore, which is very good. I'm using highlighter now. Highlighter is one of the last steps. I'm going in with the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter. It's in the shade Pearl, so it's like a nice white, shiny, pretty shade. And I'm gonna put it on my nose first, because I like to highlight my nose a lot. This is buildable, which I really like. You can put a couple layers to get the shine that you desire. So I'm gonna go in, put this on here. And because of that work stuff, where you feel overwhelmed, you feel like you can't do anything else, I've finally come to the conclusion that I actually need to resign and quit my job. Now, this is a hard thing for me because if you remember, as earlier in the videos, I started off as a dishwasher. And when I was doing that for $10 an hour every month, I would make like between $500 and $600. So I was living completely alone and supporting myself off of $500 to $600 every single month. That, I mean, I could probably look at the numbers again. It might be a little bit different than that, but that's just like, I'm making $250 to $300 paychecks, $400 if it's a really good week if I pick up extra hours. But at that time, I was not making that much. And this past year, I finally got a glimpse of what it's like to make a little bit more than that. And I worked it to where I was making that much a month, and then I was finally making $1,000 a month. And now this year, I'm making roughly $2,000 a month. Like my year-to-date income right now, my gross income year-to-date is about 17 grand that I've made so far this year working where I work, which is not bad compared to where I came from, like living in poverty all my life and not really like having expendable money that I could do whatever I want with. But I still find myself struggling financially sometimes. Like, I should be able to, if I want to buy myself some new makeup, I should be able to do that. Or if I want to, like, go out to eat, I should be able to do that. And I am the most of the time, but I'm so concerned with putting all of my money into savings that I'm like, because I want to build a future for myself. So I'm like, I have to put, like, $400 every single month into savings, which used to be what I just lived off of. But now I'm like, no, I have to put it into savings, and I cannot touch my savings at all. And I'm proud of myself because I built up quite a bit of money in savings this year. But regardless of that, I'm like, I'm suffering because I don't get to do the things I want to do. I am going to put concealer on my lips. I don't think this is a good idea. Not concealer. I'm going to put foundation on my lips. I don't think this is a good idea. I never do this. I'm just doing it because I want to try something weird with my lips today. So we'll see how it works out. Woo woo. It's weird how this is basically a lipstick. I'm gonna get that, like, 2001 look. I wasn't even alive in 2001. What do I know? What year was it? What year was it that everyone would put foundation or concealer all over their lips? Not as a part of the process to make the lips appear smaller, but as the actual completed look. Instead of wearing any lip products, people would do that. I don't remember what year it was, but it was not a good year. Or not a good many years. So now I need to figure out what lipstick I'm gonna wear. I feel like for this oldie look, I should go with a red. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I got a red. Before I go in with I'm gonna use two different products today. This is Clinique's Black Honey. I saw an ad for this and immediately was like, I'm gonna buy this, even though it's $25 for a teeny tiny tube of lipstick. Whatever, I'm gonna buy it. I need it. So I'm gonna go in with this before the other shade. Kind of just to map out where I want it to be. Got it. Kind of where I want it to be. So, oh no, now I have foundation on my little lip stuff, but whatever. It'll come off. It's fine. So I spent the past 2 years dedicating myself wholly and completely to this job, to the point where I didn't have time to do anything else, have like no time to spend with my friends or my family. I've had times where I've had to like miss important events because I just didn't have the time for it due to work, and I'm fed up with it and I want to start taking care of myself. So I ended up putting in my notice to leave my current place of work, and it hasn't fully set in yet. I'm gonna put this on. I'm trying to look like the queen from Alice in Wonderland, I guess, today. But it hasn't fully set in that I've done that yet because I very much still feel like I'm working consistently at this place. But I'm about to have a lot of free time, and I really want to just pursue all the things that I haven't been to pursue within the last couple of years because I've had that obligation of work. And I know not everyone's in the position to do something like that, but I've spent a lot of time thinking about it, and I've realized that this minimum wage job, it's a little bit more than minimum wage that I make now, of course, but this minimum wage dispensable job where I'm a dispensable employee, I don't really feel like I have any like value to the company anymore. I don't feel like I'm spending my time wisely anymore. And it's not like you have to stay somewhere just because you've wanted to succeed and finally found that success. And that is a very hard thing, but I'm learning that I need to let go of things, even if it's something that I've been working really hard for. If it doesn't serve me anymore, if it doesn't make me happy or bring me happiness, joy, and peace, like, it doesn't need to be in my life. And that is basically where I'm going to leave you guys off today. This is my look. I hope you guys will like it. I don't know how it looks on the camera, but it doesn't look too bad to me on the thing. And I'll take some photos in better lighting of this look too to put here at the end. And I hope you have a lovely day. Hope you enjoyed chit-chatting with me, and expect more videos soon.